Russian airstrikes in Syria send tens of thousands more refugees to Europe. A 30% increase in numbers of refugees has coincided with a major Russian airstrike campaign in Syria, which has displaced tens of thousands more Syrians, many of which flee to Europe. Around 50,000 more refugees arrived in Europe by sea in October, up from 172,000 in September, according to UN statistics. Human rights groups say up to half the refugees migrating to Europe are fleeing the Syrian civil war. Others are fleeing the war in neighbouring Iraq, as well as from war-torn Middle Eastern and North African states. Abdul Rahman from Syria fled after Russia began its bombing campaign a month ago.
They have to stop Russia and Iran to supporting our regime. Once they will not support him, few days he will leave. They are supporting him with weapons, money, and fighters from Iran, from Hezbollah in Lebanon, and from Russia. Now Russia has airport, has her own, fighters there. So it's become worse. It's not going to the better situation.
The UNHCR says the number of people arriving to Europe by sea last month was roughly the same as for the whole of 2014.
That's equivalent to the same figure for all of 2014. So it's an enormous number of people. It's producing enormous pressures on places where people are arriving. The Greek islands in particular seeing particular strain. On the 20th of October we had more than 10,000 people in a single day on these arriving on islands where there simply hasn't been the capacity to deal with those kind of figures. So a really overwhelming situation.
The flow of refugees into Europe is still dwarfed by the numbers in Syria's neighbours. Turkey, Lebanon and Jordan have Syrian refugee numbers exceeding 2 million, 1 million and 600,000 respectively. Europe has received over 700,000 in total this year.